The Nigerian singer Adekunle Temitope, popularly known as Small Doctor, has recounted his grace to grass experience when he lived in a rented house he described as a bad luck house. Writing on his X page, the 29-year-old singer explained that although the house looked good and would be desirable to anyone, he almost lost his mind living in it. He explained that his life went from 100% to zero in the time he lived in the house. The penalty singer therefore advised the public to do their due diligence when trying to rent a house. He highlighted the need of asking questions about house from neighbors before making up their mind. Small Doctor also added that it is important for people to pray before renting a house. Now, let me come to you, Eldad, on this particular one. What's your side to this story? Yes, pray before renting the house, and if he attributed his grace to grass transition or movement to the house he rented, I don't understand how that can be tied to the house he rented. Is there any fact or any truth in what Small Doctor has said?
Actually, there's an atom of truth in what he said, because a lot of times you pack into an environment and you're actually doing well, and at the end of the day, with time, you start realizing that you are struggling already. You enter the place and you are doing quite well, and all of a sudden, it's as if you are losing things on daily basis.
Okay.
Nothing seems to be working again. You find yourself struggling and all the rest of them. So it's very important that when one is packing into a place, is you ask questions. Understand the foundation of the house, the foundation of where you are entering into, and as well as be very, very prayerful. This is not being religious. I tell you, the world is wicked, and a lot of things is going on in this world. So, the guy could be saying the truth, because I remember when he was all over everywhere, Small Doctor. I remember when he was doing quite good. Being a writer, being a fashion stylist, one of the things I do sometimes is try to follow the trends in the entertainment industry to know what's going on. So I remember when that guy was actually doing well, and all of a sudden he was nowhere to be found. It's not just him. A lot of young artists, in as much as we may not attribute the same story to the other ones, but for him to come out to say that, it means that he had the experience firsthand. So they say it's only the person that wears the shoe that knows where it ends.
Yeah.
I live in a place where I was doing quite well. Money was coming in, and all of a sudden things start going haywire. All the rest of them. At its time, even because of how the place was, I still wanted to stay. But then my younger sister had to come. When it's moving forward there. So I had to sit down, I had to look at it, and I had to make the move about it. And right about now, I'm getting to my feet. I am staying now. Before I backed in, I had to make some inquiries. And one of the things I was told is that anybody that parks in here, as he or she is living, that the people, the previous tenants, as they put it, the previous tenants, many of them packed into their house.
Wow.
So on the day I was privileged to speak to the owner of the house, because the owner of the house, the husband, is a doctor. They are doing very well. They are doing very, very well. So And the woman told me, she said that anybody that has packed out from their house, pack into their pack into their own house.
Hmm.
So this one, there is nothing to hide about the foundation of the house. And then she also went further to tell me and said, as you are a young man trying to get back on your feet, one of the things you also have to do is to hold God very tight.
Hmm.
Hold God very tight, because you can be talented, you can be doing a lot of things, but once that God factor is missing, you are opening the door for negative forces to come in
Yeah.
and have their way. So there could be truth in what that young man is saying. So I'm not doubting him.
Hmm.
I'm not.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Sincerely, I'm not.
So
So
the
there could be truth in what he's saying. So before you start looking for a place, you should be able to make somewhat a very good inquiry about the place you are getting into.
now I love the fact that you also pointed out the enquiry thingy, yeah, and you talked about asking neighbors. Now the neighbors you're talking about, are they the same ones that live in the house you're packing into, or the people around the environment? Because now we're looking at the factors to consider when scouting or when in search for a house. Because I know somebody, one of my siblings, she was looking for an apartment, and she was going around the house, and all of a sudden she went to one of the rooms, yeah, and the house was good, very well built, and nice pop and all that things that are very attractive. She just went by the window and she saw something that looked like an incantation, something. She saw different colors of candles with a feather that was. Do you understand? So now the neighbors, if she were to make inquiries, yes, would
Mhm.
the people she will be asking questions about this particular house, would they be the same ones that live in that house, or people outside? And would people outside actually know things about that particular house you want to move into?
Yeah, there's need to ask the people in the compound, and sometimes um, they may not really understand what is going on, but one of the things you have to do is to observe.
Yeah.
You are looking for a house, take your time, come around the place, or observe the house, observe what's going on, observe what is really happening, observe the lives of the people. Are the people around here making progress? Are they
Mm,
doing well for themselves? Because sometimes things may be happening to people and they don't know the source of it. So
mm,
it is not left for you to be discerning enough to observe, look at things. A house may be attractive, and by the time you go into it, it's vice versa. A lot of things, and you can well testify that most houses in Port Harcourt, they have grave at the center of it. So but you wouldn't know because everything was plastered and all the rest of them. Is by the time you start living in the house, you start observing some things, you think the place is haunted, or probably you notice that the ground is beginning to fall inside little by little. Apart from the fact that yes, there are some houses that they can wear the toilet pipe, the bedroom pipe into inside it and then outside. At least I experienced that one.
mm.
So, but then that one is quite different. But what about a place where they dug a grave at the center of it, and you don't know as a tenant,
Hmm.
and then you enter into it and you're beginning to have bad dreams,
Hmm.
you know. But then, if somebody, spirituality is not religion. Spirituality, that's why it's very necessary for us to trust our intuition. You know, when you get into a place, when you get into a place, if the place is good, there's a kind of peace you have.
Hmm.
And then if not, the place is not good, you will start having this kind of restraint. It's as if something is wrong somewhere. So don't just this is part of the mistakes that people have made, where you're having such kind of feeling, and many people tend to wave it off. It
Yeah.
does not make sense. This is your intuition trying to warn you, trying to alert you, trying to make you know that, hey, this is something is not right here,
Mm.
something is wrong here. So it's not left for you as someone who is wise to sit down and ask yourself, why am I what's going on? What is sponsoring this feeling? You know, try sometimes it's so excited, they skyrocket. Instead of coming, giving into the voice of reasoning to see, okay, what is not in place, stuff like that. A lot of people don't do that, and at the end of the day, they get themselves into trouble that they don't know where it came from. So it's very, very necessary, because sometimes you may ask questions, people may not
Yeah.
really. A lot of people don't know things are happening to people. A lot of them don't know what's happening. So that's why it's necessary. One of the things you need to want, one needs to do, one needs to build on is your intuition.
Yeah.
So when you start feeling somehow, feeling weird, feeling, there's this
Uneasy.
strength within.
Yeah.
It's that exactly. One should sit down and ask himself or herself, why am I feeling like this? What is the cause of this? Definitely, by the time you spend day 1, day 2, day 3, the answer will definitely come.
Come.
But a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't do that, and they get themselves messed up at the end of the day. And what follows after that is regrets, which could have been prevented. So that's the thing there.
Now, your advice to young people that are in search of accommodation, where to live, yeah, most especially students, because those are our target audience, the Gen Zs. We are the Gen Zs. Now, your advice to us while looking for accommodation or where to stay.
Now, my advice is you need to be very careful.
Okay.
You need to be very, very, very careful while looking for a house. Make your inquiry. Well, they say that all that glitters is not good.
Yeah.
So you need to be very careful while looking for a house. Be very, very careful. When you start feeling funny, sit down and ask yourself questions. Sit down, don't jump, don't run, because sometimes a lot of people, instead of sitting down with themselves to ask themselves questions, what they do is they run off and start asking others questions, which many times is not right. So sit down and ask yourself questions. Why am I feeling like this? What exactly is going on? What exactly is going on? Why am I having this unease? You don't go to somebody and begin to ask them questions, and that brings me to the place of prayer, because sometimes you may not really even pinpoint what really is going on, and then until you begin to engage in prayer, Lord, I don't know what's going on, please, I need direction, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. A lot of people don't pray. This is not about being religious. I keep saying this is not about spirituality. Is different from religion. And spirituality is different from going to church. So you add whatever deity you are praying to, whatever deity you are connected to, whether to God, whether to Amadioha, or whatever you
believe
make
in.
empire, ask questions is very necessary. It will save you from a lot of stress. Ask questions. A lot of people like luxury. They like luxury. So the ones where there is POP, a whole lot of things. But they can have that, and they are very, very much willing to give up their peace, which is not necessary. Which is the peace of the person's mind is very priceless. It's very, very priceless. But we're in a world where a lot of people are driven by what we see, by what they feel, and
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, regret comes in, and the next thing is, if I had known, if you had known, but something in you had been warning you, something was warning you, that unease, that restraint, but the person chooses to ignore it and
Yeah.
then decides to go ahead with whatever it is because what they are seeing is classy, you know.
Yeah.
It seems classy, so they are carried away by it, and at the end of the day, they start regretting and calling the devil.
Hmm.
Where when the whole thing could be prevented at the initial time.
Yeah.
So well, it is very difficult. It is very important to ask questions, make inquiries, observe
Hmm.
where you are parking it, observe the lives of the people there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Observe.
Yeah.
How are they moving forward? Are the people there moving? Where I'm staying now is more like uncivilized areas. Really, I must tell you. But then, if you come out in the morning and see the caliber of people coming out from the place, you
Hmm.
will marvel. I was
Hmm.
telling somebody on Sunday that this place has a lot of population. It has a lot. If you come out in the morning and you see people, you see
Hmm.
cars, you'll be asking yourself, where are these people staying? Where are these people coming out from?
Amazing, and
So
that goes to show that the environment is welcoming and people are coming
very,
into
very,
the environment.
yeah.
Wow,
People
amazing.
on daily on daily, like where I'm staying currently,
Yes.
the very house, like it didn't take up to 2 weeks for everywhere to be filled up. I'm
Wow.
telling you, it didn't take up to 2 weeks for everywhere to be filled. And when you come in, when you come back from your daily activities, you go inside your house, lock your door, and have a peace of mind. Nobody is coming to disturb you. Nobody is coming to say, yeah, the landlord does not have your time. Except when it's time for when your rent is due, you pay your
Yeah.
rent
Yeah.
and all the rest. So apart from that, everywhere is quite peaceful. The compound is quite neat, you know.
Hmm. I think
And they are the kind of people that listen to people.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
they don't want the tenants to stress themselves and all the rest of them. So
Amazing.
that's the thing there.
Amazing. Amazing.